this meeting to order. The Woburn School Committee for January 28th, 2026. A little salute flag. Anybody who would like to join us, please do.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the superintendent, secretary to the school committee, please call the roll?
Mr. Chisholm.
Yeah.
Ms. Crowley.
Present. Nope.
Hey, time to go. Let's go.
No, she wanted the light on.
You don't got to go home.
No, that'll be
Okay.
Mr. Mulrennan, are you present?
Present.
Ms. Nagel.
Present.
Mr. Oliveira.
Present.
Ms. Wetzel.
Present.
Ms. Cormier.
Present. Thank you. The first item on the agenda is consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, public comment. Do we have anybody that would like to give public comment this evening? No? Not it? Okay. Moving on. City Council liaison to the school committee, Mr. Amara did reach out and say unfortunately he would not be able to meet with us today, but we will look forward to him in the future. Do we not? We have no student handy, so keep it moving. To the reports or presentations of the superintendent and staff. Dr. Crowley.
Yeah, sure. I'm actually going to turn it over to Ms. Young, and Mr. Qualey's here. I want to acknowledge Principal Qualey and have him just be available for comments. This is relative to the program of studies. So, Ms. Young.
Great. So we were able to do a more kind of comprehensive overview, of course, in our curriculum data trend subcommittee, but just in terms of just an overall, a few kind of things to note. Of course, as we know last year, and as we spent some time in the competency determination and graduation requirement work, we recognize that at the state level, there's work being done related to kind of graduation requirements. And so we have been looking, and Mr. Fraley and at the high school, around kind of preparing for some of the things that are coming down the line. And so some of what you'll see is really in response to what we are recognizing as part of what is coming for us in terms of potential requirements in the future. Two of the things that Mr. Fraley provided at the subcommittee are not things that you are approving tonight. I just wanted to, we wanted to provide kind of a foreshadow of what is to come. One being what will be a change in the student handbook, which you'll see in preparation for next school year. But again, we're going to be making kind of for so that you know that it's part of what will be coming forward. And then the second is going to be a change in the graduation requirement, which will also go through the policy subcommittee. But because they were connected to this, we wanted to provide the context, but recognizing that we're not voting on these tonight. The vote, of course, will be on any new courses or recognition of the courses that are being dropped, changes to any of the course descriptions, and things along those lines. Otherwise, I will hand it over to Mr. Qualey to provide an overview and any questions we can answer.
All right, thank you, and there's no place I'd rather be tonight. So the section one is changes in general to the program of studies. We just cleaned up the handbook, the program of studies a lot. Throughout, we changed guidance council to school council, which is a more widely accepted title these days. We added sections on our credit recovery options, which we've always had, but it's just never been in the program of studies. We added mass core requirements, which are general, not really requirements, but guidelines that the state recommends. We added or updated our course selection process overview, just gave a little bit more information for the parents so that they can understand the process a little bit better. Angela Lala Brennan, she updated a lot with the weighted grade point average and the class rank. That didn't change, but she updated and gave a little better explanation for parents to understand how it works. So that was mainly section one, stuff that we just changed throughout the program of studies. Number two, we wanted to adjust our promotion policy. This is actually a handbook policy. Our current handbook basically says students have to pass 25 credits to move on to be a sophomore, 50 to be a junior, 75 to be a senior, and then 100 to graduate. What we did is we lowered it a little bit so that a kid moving forward, a student moving forward could always be two classes behind or 10 credits, where they could easily make that up in credit recovery. So instead of repeating them as a 9th grader, they could move on to a 10th grader with 15 credits, as long as 2.5 were in English and math, and they could make up those extra 2 classes. Moving on to the next grade, it's still only 2 classes behind, so they can't keep moving on for 15 and 15 and 15. So they would have to move on to be a junior, they would have to have at least 35 credits, which once again was a couple classes short of being where they should be, which are easily or could easily be made up, considering they could take 35 credits a year and or credit recovery or summer school. Change to the graduation requirements. This really won't be effective till the class of 2028, but it needs to go in next year because it's going to be a requirement that all juniors take personal financial literacy, which is coming down from the state. This will be a general class, and it makes it easier where we could, it would be every other day for a semester, which would work in with our junior class PE. And it would eliminate the need for a bunch of study halls, and we could reallocate those teachers to various duties like Learning Center, covering the library. So that would be very helpful for us. We do have some people that have been lobbying for this financial literacy class being a mandate. So all students will either have to take that, unless they take, there's an AP Business and Personal Finance class, which is going to be new this year, or the regular year-long personal finance, which goes into greater detail with a lot of the personal financial literacy stuff. So they'll have to take one of those 3 classes. There's a few classes we're eliminating. Intro to drums and percussion. This was due to low enrollment. Students can still learn the drums in band class if they're interested in it. Foods and nutrition 2. It's really low enrollment. The course is being replaced by a new course, Leadership Through Wellness, which I'll go over in a couple minutes. And the last one is computer apps. Computer apps was added in around COVID when we really started going into the Google apps. It covers, it's really a lot of this stuff is now taught in middle school, and the kids know how to do it now, so it's a course we really don't need. And eliminating that class is where we're going to fill the personal finance classes. The next part of new courses we want to add are Leadership Through Wellness. This is 11th and 12th grade class for the leaders, and 9th through 12th students for students with disabilities or various programs. This course came about through our civics project last year. A student did a project on it and approached me about adding this type of class. And what it is the students will be able to be included into more phys ed classes and wellness classes. So it's kind of like a little bit like best buddies for phys ed. So we're going to get some student leaders that want to go in and work with those students in those classes. And it's going to be a combined phys ed as well as foods and nutrition class. So out of our 6-day cycle, the kids will do 4 days of PE wellness and 2 days of cooking, and they'll rotate through, so it's a smaller group. So that'll get them included into more of our general classes. But once again, that was brought an approach. A student approached me last year during her civics project. The next one's kind of new this year, but it's been in previous years. It's advanced physical education. It's more or less for the kids who want to go in and they want to win. They want to be aggressive. They want to play, and they enjoy the competition. So, like, without having this, we may have 4 or 5 kids per class, and then we have other kids who are less motivated or really don't care if they win or whatever. So the kids kind of get bored a little bit in those classes. So this way we can get 20 kids in a class that really want to go at it and be competitive and win. So we've had this class before. It hasn't ran the last couple of years, but Laurie Duran, she wanted to bring it back, and she thinks a lot of kids have expressed interest in it. I mentioned the personal finance class as a new class coming in. We're going to add a new AP Business and Personal Finance class. A couple more UMass Lowell courses, which is Introduction to Entrepreneurship and Business, UMass Lowell Accounting and Financial class, and a UMass Lowell Introduction to Photography class. So these classes, once again, students can take these classes and they can earn college credit. Kids going through this, by the time they graduate high school, they can earn up to 25 college credits, which could save them a semester in college, save them money. These credits will be accepted as long as we get a high enough grade at all UMass schools, and a lot of other private schools will take them as transfer credits as well. And the last one was in the science department, a project Lead the Way, Aerospace Engineering. This class is going to be offered every other year, and it pairs with digital electronics, which is running this year. And so in theory, these kids will take the aerospace engineering next year. So it doesn't, none of these positions really require us to hire additional staff. So we're adding more without having to hire more and costing us any money, which is good. Any questions on the new classes at all?
I was just going to provide a few
Okay.
things to it. Just in terms of context, because again, I know that we have some members who are on curriculum, some who are new to the committee. So just a few things for note. So one, we've been doing the UMass Lowell partnership for a few years, and every year we've been building and adding more departments. This will now have us adding in the business department, the visual and performing arts department. So now we will have courses offered in history, English, math, science, business, and visual and performing arts. And I say that just because it is a UMass transcript, and so now you can build out a full comprehensive transcript of a full semester, if not more, if you choose to take that path. The other thing is just this project Lead the Way. So these are intended, we have two pathways at the high school. We have a biomedical pathway and an engineering pathway, and this is overseen, actually both of these are overseen by Kim Gustenhoven, the STEM coordinator in the curriculum department. And so these are pathways that have kind of industry specific connections and really connected to the workforce. And so not only are the courses kind of in biomedical, but for example, they're taking a phlebotomy course, they'll learn how to draw blood, and so it's really connecting like industry standard to coursework. And so these are really exciting that we're expanding them, and just kind of for context of what they are and where they go from there. And then again, just in terms of the related to the graduation requirements, all of that will go through the subcommittees. I just think it's important to know what we're intending to do for why some of these courses are coming onto the document. All right. Good. Thanks.
Does anybody on the, yes?
Yes, I had a quick question, and I know that these are going to go through the subcommittees in terms of the graduation requirements, but I just wanted to understand a little bit more with the new requirements for promotion to grades. How are we going to ensure, I know it's just 2 courses, right? And we're ensuring that there's these English courses and math courses, but how can we ensure that we're really setting up these kids for success as they're moving on with their peers to the next level, and that the 2 courses that they will be making up through credit recovery are not going to hold them back in any way?
The kids are doing, even without the requirements, so even if we kept it at 25 the way it was, and they had to stay back and repeat, if they make up those classes now, it's a lot different of them. They're in a lot of freshman classes now, midway through the year, they may make up a class. Now you're adding them back to the 10th grade, and there's a lot more moving pieces. And we feel that the kids are set up for success where they only got to take up a couple of classes. Our guidance department, they work closely, and we set up, and Angela's done a nice job setting up tracking systems for the guidance counselors with check-in points with students to make sure they're getting the courses they need and the help they need, and are on target to move forward.
I was going to add, I know, and Ms. Oliver was with us at the subcommittee, and she comes to Woburn. We're very lucky because she comes with a lot of experience in other districts, and a lot of this was kind of bringing us to standard with other communities. But a piece of this was really in the kind of the effort to maintain students more with their grade band. What was happening with our previous was that students were actually ending up too much kind of like outside of their grade band, and so this was an effort to be building it that way. But I think that ultimately, so much work is done at the high school, like irregardless of the policy, in terms of all the different ways that we work with students for the recovery. So I don't think this is going to necessarily change practice. I think it's actually going to make it so that we're doing, a better job of keeping students with their peers. Because I think a lot of what makes it hard to maintain is when you are, age of a junior and you're sitting in freshman courses, right? And so we're trying to not have that be as described.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ms. Crowley.
I just had a question on the required personal finance class. So now that there's a new requirement for either Mr. Quayle or Ms. Young, now that there is a new requirement, does anything get bumped? Like, does anything in the core requirements for graduation by the state, get bumped, or is it just
We kept
adding
everything
more?
the same, we just added that one class in there.
So we follow Mass Core, and then anticipating, that it is high probability that this will come through.
Right.
The reason that this was put on as a new graduation requirement or from the state was that when they surveyed students across the Commonwealth, the number one highest request from students was personal finance courses in high school. And so understanding that the rationale for why this is coming forward at the state level is because the student request was there, we felt like it was something to get in mind with earlier.
And what is the licensure required to teach that class?
Business degree.
Oh, okay.
Not business degree, but business certification.
Yeah, and the business and the math department are I guess comparable licensure, so they can function within the two departments.
Do we have to purchase a new curriculum to abide by the standards in the required course?
So we've already been embedding personal finance into a series of math programs at the high school. There's also a lot of kind of open educational resources that have been written for this that are of no cost for use. And also in alignment with what we've done at the middle school over the past few years when we took our home family and consumer science course and we moved it to the entrepreneurship course. This is really going to align with what's being done in that course too, which has an open educational resource that we're already using that can be used in high school. And you can add more to it.
That's pretty
That's
exciting.
exactly what I was going to say.
I figured I'd give them that. Yeah. But no,
This is great.
The short of it is we don't need to.
Right.
We have already been doing this, but it has been kind of either an elective-based course.
Right.
Or we've been taking, so some of our math courses, we've been kind of embedding the resources into the curriculum. This is now really like a separate specific about it.
Right.
And I think that what Mr. Quayle talked about is that this is going to also, and one of the things we talked about in curriculum, is that it also is releasing staff and students out of studies. And so it's not like it's taking an elective and now they can't take a science class. It's what it's going to replace is the space of the study.
That's right, you said that, and that's kind of what I was thinking, is if anything is going to get bumped, like if kids are going to have less opportunity to explore
so
other
right now,
interests.
11th grade PE and wellness, it's every other day for a semester. So what happens is we don't have any other classes that are every other day, so the kids would have to go into a study every other day. So now the juniors will go into this personal finance, which will free up, like I said, teachers that could either go to the learning center duty or library duty. So
That's great, thank you. And then my last question was about the dual enrollment. So the students, when they enroll in UMass classes, or get credit for UMass classes, I should say, there's no tuition involved in that?
There's a grant that pays for their credits.
Really?
And so it's actually part of, so we have dual enrollment with Middlesex Community College, as well as we have early college, which is why these are directly on transcripts and they're co-taught with UMass Lowell professors. And part of the early college is actually getting the full early college designation, which when Ms. Gustenhoven comes in, I'm sure at some point, she'll also talk about how we are in kind of the final stages of getting the full early college designation, which will continue to support
Right.
providing us getting the continued funding
Got it.
to pay for credits.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's
Great
incredible.
job. Thank
She's
you.
done incredible work.
That's
It's
really
very good. So
incredible.
the UMass Lowell professor, they'll come in 3 days a week. Some come personally, come into the building, and some
Right.
do it virtually. And then the other 2 days of the week, the teacher is in the class reinforcing lessons or preparing them for the next lesson.
That's amazing. Thank
I mean,
you.
One of the things that the Ms. Gussenhoven has worked on with the department heads, especially at the high school, is around offering courses that are kind of your prerequisite courses in college. So for example, when you have to go in and take like the college writing course, we're offering that college writing course, UMass Lowell, at the high school. So students, instead of having to go in and fill up their freshman year with these kind of required courses, they're able to kind of take some of those off and move faster in the trajectory.
Wow. And I want to say that I appreciate changing the standard from making up classes when they advance from grade to grade, because I feel like some kids might run into trouble, get far behind, not promote to the next grade, and might feel like they want to drop out if they're not advancing grade to grade. So lowering that piece, I think, makes a lot of sense, while also bulking up the opportunities for upper class people when they want to go to college as well. I just think this is great. Thank you.
Ms. Wetzel?
Yes, I actually had a question too around the early college dual enrollment. Are we still also offering one goal for
Yes.
students?
Yes.
How is that going?
Great. I mean, I think that we've definitely been looking for ways that we can boost enrollment in it at the high school. I think we've had a nice starting cohort. We've also been able to work in one of the things around getting some of our general educators to be offering courses. And I think that it is building. Again, Ms. Gussenhoven can provide kind of a more of an update when she comes in. We have a good starting cohort, but I think that we're really hoping to build it in year 2.
And we're entering year 2 this year?
Next year will be year 2.
This is 1.
This was 1.
Because last year we talked, okay.
Last year, yes. This is the first year of implementation. Do you know how many students we're at now?
I want to say 10,
Yeah.
but there were also probably another 6 or 7 that would have been involved, but their schedule was so filled, like they might take 2 math classes, or they might be in band or chorus, which takes up a slot, and then they have to choose one or the other.
I think that what we realized too is that some of this can be done through scheduling. I think that now that we're over 100 students enrolled in our early college, and I think that kind of finding ways to embed one goal into that better. I think we're happy that it's up and running. We're happy that we've trained staff in year 1. We have a starting cohort who, again, will be followed every single year. But we've been fortunate. I attended with Ms. Gussenhoven a One Goal Summit at UMass Boston earlier this year, and their partnership is incredible. And so there's a lot of support. And I also think that as the graduation requirement and the Massachusetts graduation requirements come into fruition, One Goal has been a huge part of the creation of that, and so I think that we'll find too that their partnership and kind of helping us with that work will be key.
Got it. That makes sense. And probably too, word of mouth from the students doing it should help and people get the word out. That's great. I'm happy to hear that.
Yes, and again, I'm sure we'll have her come in at some point.
Mrs. Chisholm?
I was in curriculum, so I saw this ahead of time, and I do want to say that when we got this sent to us, the personal finance, I thought I was going to jump through the roof. I've asked for this forever. I've had kids go through college and not realize that a debit card keeps working even though you don't have money in it. So, I mean, this is
Their
just
kids are
awesome.
like my kids.
Oh, those $27.50, but Dunkin' Donuts is kind of expensive, but anyway, I absolutely love it. I think this is something that should be mandated, even in the middle school starting, when these kids don't understand. I mean, I'm that old that I just still write checks and balance a checkbook every month, but I just think it's important that they learn that there's almost consequences to the end of their debit card. So I think this is awesome. This is my highlight.
Any other questions for Mr. Quayle on program studies? Okay. So, and again, we are going to be voting on the proposed changes document that was provided. So if anyone has a motion?
I'm correct, we're voting on the additions to the...
Yes, everything on this document is what we're voting.
No.
Not the handbook and not the graduation requirement.
Yeah.
Those will go through subcommittee.
Yeah.
Or and your handbook approval.
Right. We have to do that separately under the handbook. All we're doing is the additional classes and the,
And the language changes.
yes.
So if you want to make a motion to that effect?
Okay, so I'll make a motion that we approve the language updates in the program of studies, the additional classes, and the reduction in the classes that are no longer offered.
I have a second, and any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Quayle.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I will go through the two that on here that we didn't vote on.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
All right. Next on the agenda is the school committee protocols, presented by me. So these were started by Mr. Lipset many years ago.
So the chair, do you want to turn over the chair
I would
to
love to.
vice chair? Thank you.
Would anyone like to be recognized? I'll recognize Ms. Cormier.
Thank you. So the school committee protocols originally adopted December 14th of 2022. I did put this out to all the members so that they could review ahead of time. But in short, it is a list of who we are and what we do, ways to have effective and efficient regular meetings, how we interact with the public, how we treat each other. So we affirm these protocols each year, generally at the organizational meeting, but instead we will be doing that now, or by the end of this meeting, really, because we need a copy to sign, and we're working on that. So in the meantime, I suppose we can move along to the next item on the agenda.
Sure, I guess I'll just ask the membership if they have any questions on the protocols, or if they reviewed them, or if there's anything, or are we just going to wait for a physical copy to be circulated?
Yeah, it'll be by the end of the meeting now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give back the chair.
Thank you,
and
Madam Chair.
When those are ready, we can proceed with that.
All right, so next on the agenda is dedication of the archives room at WMHS to Mr. Brendan Doherty, and a vote will be potentially forthcoming.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion on the, yes. Ms.
Yes, on the
Vice Chair
motion,
Crowley.
coming out of resources, which favorably looked upon this at first glance, I just wanted to note that the school committee received a correspondence from Dr. Elizabeth Conley, including commentary from Rob Nickerson, who's the principal of the Malcolm White, and Amy Cardoso, who's an educator at the high school, as well as Lauren Bacardi, who is a school adjustment counselor. And I just wanted to note that this was a letter sent to us, and not everyone read it because it was just a live copy, so I'll be circulating it. And I would also make a motion to, no, we're in the middle of a motion, I'm sorry, I'll make that motion after. I just want to quote directly from the letter, in case anyone has any doubts about Mr. Doherty. Brendan, Mr. Doherty served in many capacities in his educational career at both the high school and the middle school, being in leadership as an assistant principal and serving as the department head, but in his role as a teacher of children, where he spent 5 decades changing the lives of students for the better. Mr. Doherty remembered the name of each and every student who he taught, and obviously their grandparents, because he may have taught them as well. So that's just a brief excerpt from this letter, just to support this initiative by the school committee, and so I'll be voting in favor of this.
Any more discussion on the matter? Mr. Mulrennan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If I could, just more recently, to Mr. Doherty's credit, over the summer months, I happened to be down the library, and I saw some high school kids hanging out at the library, so I kind of piqued my interest, and they had a piece of paper in their hand, kind of curious, so what are you guys doing up here? And they were actually doing a scavenger hunt from the Spring Court Extension Program that Mr. Doherty has run, again, for decades and decades and decades up there at Spring Court. So I think he has one more year up there, but it was just, I saw the kids. The next day I went by Spring Court to their meeting place, and I let Mr. Doherty and Mr. McDonough know that what they're doing is productive. Okay, you don't see kids come out doing things. These kids were professional, they were courteous, they were kind, and I think I helped them with a couple of their scavenger hunt items on this list, but I think it just gives a lot of sentiment to what we're doing tonight with this motion to a staff member that's still doing it even this past summer. So I think it's, again, something I'll be in favor of. Mr. Doherty and I escorted some students to the fire academy many, many years ago as part of his program as well. So I think this is well-deserved. And again, you know, the staff that brought it forward, I appreciate their efforts as well. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Moran. And any other comments, concerns? Okay. And so we will now vote. I just lost it all in my head. All those in favor?
The motion is,
Yeah.
is motion to approve.
Yes, motion approved and has been seconded. So all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to add the correspondence I previously mentioned into the public record.
Yes, please.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the matter? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
How many years?
Thank you. I guess I'll switch back to protocol. Well, we can sign them at the end. We'll take that. Next, I'm taking over your job, I guess. Dedication of the superintendent's conference room for Mr. Joe Crowley. Vote anticipated. Madam
Madam
Vice
Chair, I'm going to recuse myself from this vote to avoid the appearance of impropriety, as Mr. Joe Crowley is my father.
Will this be reported out by Ms. Wetzel, who's also on resources?
Yes.
Excellent.
Pulling it up.
I suspected as much. As the public may be aware, there was a request from a Ms. Megan Crowley to vote to dedicate the superintendent's conference room to her father, who recently passed and was a 38-year veteran of the school committee. Go ahead, Ms. Wetzel.
Yes, so he was a 38-year member of the school committee. He also started Woburn Youth Hockey and was very involved in our schools, as well as he was a realtor inside of Woburn and has done a lot of phenomenal work. Anyone that's had the privilege of meeting him, I did once, and he's just a really great stand-up guy. And we, I could go on and on, but the resource committee did vote at our last meeting to 2-0 to approve the dedication of the conference room in Mr. Joe Crowley's honor.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Second.
I would
Do we
love
have
to
one?
make a motion to approve the superintendent conference room in honor of Mr. Joe Crowley.
A second.
All right, motion and a second. Any discussion on the matter? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, 6-0. Anybody want to fetch Ms. Crowley?
There it is.
Yeah, there she is.
Excellent.
If I could just,
Yes, please.
I know you voted, but I serve as a non-voting member on the Woburn Community Ed Foundation, and I've been doing that for a number of years. And Mr. Crowley, Joe, was one of the founding members of the Ed Foundation, and we meet monthly at 8 a.m. They are the most well-attended, well-run meetings that I've attended in my tenure here in Woburn, and he is a legend. And I think his life lives on through the Ed Foundation. And Ms. Cormier's on the Ed Foundation now, and I think that it's really just a well-deserved honor. And so I will look forward to working with the Crowley family, not related, but to figure out the logistics. But it's just, thank you for honoring him, because I really do think he has made a profound difference in the city of Woburn.
Well, I strive to meet his efficacy, so efficiency. So.
38 years here?
Oh, no. I don't have that kind of time. All right. Next on the agenda, school year 26-27 calendar. Dr. Crowley.
Sure.
Or Ms. Young?
So the members, you have the copy in front of you. I think we sent it out in advance. One of the wrinkles this year that I want to point out publicly is the start date for teachers. And what this points to is actually our collective bargaining agreement that we negotiated. Specifically, it's Article 39, school calendar, and what it reads is that when Labor Day falls on September 5, 6, or 7, then teachers will report to school the Wednesday and Thursday before Labor Day, and students will report to school the Tuesday after Labor Day. And then when Labor Day falls on September 1, 2, 3, or 4, then teachers will report on the Tuesday after Labor Day. And so I'm giving you that because it's a collectively bargained item, and it does change the calendar for this coming school year. So I don't know if it's the first time ever. We have some historians here. But staff will be coming, teachers will be coming before Labor Day. And again,
It is.
that's that's September 2nd and 3rd. And so that is a change for next year. And because of that, felt like we should put this calendar out as far in advance as possible. The other things for this school year calendar remain largely unchanged. Again, a lot of the calendar is collectively bargained, and so we just wanted to honor our agreements and get this calendar to families in as timely a fashion as we could. And so with that being said, the 26-27 school calendar is in front of you. Happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Any questions for Dr. Crowley? Yes, Ms. Chisholm.
The Good Friday, I know there was discussion about that even for this year, having school on Good Friday. Is that something that could change if negotiations go differently? Or are we contemplating that for even this year? We've already had 2 snow days, so now we're bumping way into the following, the 24th, 5th.
So I guess I would give it back to you for the calendar here.
Yep.
If it's something that you would like to have school on Good Friday for this coming school year.
I thought I was under the impression that the union actually had asked that question prior.
So they did ask
Okay.
about this year.
Yep.
And more specifically because I think Juneteenth
Right.
would have, because we've had 2 snow days,
Right, we're in the next week.
we're into the next week.
Okay,
And so that question was asked this year.
okay. All right, so do you think that's something we're going to approve it, but if negotiations, it could change if I don't know if we'll finish negotiations by the end of the school year, but just to give people a heads up. Just a thought. Because I know a lot of districts have canceled and go to school on Good Friday.
Ms. Wetzel? No, Ms. Crowley.
I had a thought on the Good Friday piece too, because I know we've received correspondence in the past as well about not giving Good Friday off, since we don't give every religious holiday off, and we happen to give Good Friday. Also, I think, especially this coming school year, 26-27, with it starting so late because of when Labor Day falls, looking at not giving Good Friday off gives us a little bit more time back, especially if we have snow days. So I agree. I believe the WTA sent us correspondence as well about Good Friday. So I do think it's something that I would be interested what other members' thoughts are, but it seems that the community also feels similar about the day, maybe not having enough.
Ms. Crowley? Vice
Just,
Chair.
we have various unions, and the holiday is an expected holiday for, the WTA had requested sort of a discussion around it, which was publicly announced. But then there was other unions too that also are expecting the day off, and so then it's kind of more complicated than just us, a singular vote. But I think that given that that we are going to be entering into negotiations, it is a topic that could be appropriate for that. But changing it unilaterally at this desk doesn't feel great to me.
That's not what I want to
But I know that's
highlight.
what you were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So I appreciate through the chair to Mrs. Chisholm that it's just something that's kind of lingering that maybe we should grab a hold of and have a more firm answer once we speak with our respective collective bargaining units.
Yeah.
Those
We
are
just
my
don't want the
thoughts.
public to think we're not paying attention.
No.
Yes, exactly.
correct.
I'm sorry, through the
Yeah.
chair to
Yeah.
Mrs. Chisholm. Exactly. So it's just a lot, like it's a
Yeah.
complicated, complex issue, unfortunately.
All right. And Ms. Nagel?
Yes, I just wanted to say, in this topic, and taking into account that we will be entering into these negotiations, just to show my support for also ensuring that we're being mindful of the days that we have already taken off in between the snow days and the late start, and also being mindful of the changing demographics of our community, and that if we are to honor one religious holiday, we need to make space then for the other religious holidays or none at all, so that there is a true representation of the students and families that we are serving through our schools.
Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, well, I will accept a motion on this calendar.
Motion to approve the 26-27 school calendar year.
Second?
On the motion, Ms. Nagel?
I know we received some correspondence with regards to the community feeling like they did not have a chance to take a look at the calendar beforehand. So I was wondering if there would be room to not approve tonight, or if there is a reason by which we would absolutely need to approve tonight, otherwise there would be an issue. Yeah, I don't know how to say that more eloquently. Too much snow, too much shoveling. But yeah, just giving the public a chance to look at it, understanding that obviously because of negotiations and unions, there are a lot of things that cannot be changed, but just allowing for the public to provide feedback if they have any, or just some eyes on it.
Any other comments? Yes, Mr. Mulrennan?
I kind of agree with Ms. Nagel. We received 2 emails today anyway regarding, the calendar itself and the public not really getting an opportunity to look at it. So I know we want to get it out to the public, get it out to the students as well, but I don't see any harm in waiting till the next meeting for this vote. But if you want to move the motion, it's fine with me as well. So.
Well, we have a motion on the table, so why don't we vote if there's no other comments? All right, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Any
Opposed?
opposed?
Aye, no,
Aye.
nay.
Oh, hold on. Roll call, please.
Okay.
Yeas and nays coming at me left and right.
Ms. Chisholm?
Yes.
Ms. Crowley?
Yes.
Mr. Mulrennan?
No.
Ms. Nagel?
No.
Mr. Oliveira?
No.
Ms. Wetzel?
No.
Ms. Cormier?
Yes, that motion fails. And any other motions that we would like to put out there?
I'll make a motion that we have it at the next meeting. It has to be approved because we're going to get messages from teachers and parents saying that we don't have a calendar approved, and parents are going to be saying the later that we do this, because this is negotiated items, there's not going to be any wiggle room. We're not going to change any days. If somebody wants to come and say, I don't like the fact that we're starting ahead of time for a teacher or something, it's a contract item. It's already been negotiated. It's already been approved. So there's really not anything that we're going to change here. But if people want to come and complain, they can do it at the next meeting. But we definitely have to get it out there because I think that the parents need to know that this is when we're going to be starting the day after Labor Day and not like the Wednesday or Thursday. And that's more of a thing to me than somebody getting, because we've never waited for this before, but we can give it a shot. But I do want it on the next meeting to be voted on.
So, sorry, was there a motion?
A motion to put it on the next
Yes,
meeting
right.
for approval.
Okay.
Second.
And we have a second. Any more discussion on the matter? All those in favor of
Aye.
moving this to the next meeting, just to be sure that we're all voting on the right thing? Any opposed to dealing with this in the next meeting? Okay, the ayes have it. All right, there we go, moving right along. So, subcommittee reports, finance and personnel.
Mr. Snow canceled us, so we'll be meeting on February 4th.
I'm sorry, Ms. Wetzel, do you have a comment?
Did we want to go over the protocols?
We can.
Or do we want to do that after? So, I'm sorry.
Well, not really so much going over them, but
Just
having signed them. Either way, I don't know. You want to start it? You can start it. Roll it through while we're doing this. Snow interrupted you, yes.
Yes.
And so, do you have another date? I'm sorry.
February 4th.
February 4. Perfect. Community
Madam
relations.
Chair, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes, no,
Did you want to say anything more about your presentation about the protocols before?
No, I was looking at it while I did, and
Okay.
I feel comfortable at this point. Thank you. Community relations subcommittee.
Did not meet due to a snowstorm. But I would like to add that I've seen on the social media, lots of our students are out doing their community service and hopefully getting their year's awards and year's hours in by clearing the hydrants nearby their homes very safely. And I'd like to encourage that to continue. So thank you for that.
We're not having any snow, they don't need to do it.
Well, clean this one up and then be done with it.
I hope they put a picture of their lanyard on it, too.
Yeah.
Curriculum and data trends.
We met on January 22nd. We started at 4:17. In attendance was Pat Chisholm, Mike Mulrennan, Courtney Young, Angela Lawler Brennan, Mr. Qualey, and myself. We went over the program of studies that Mr. Qualey presented today, voted to move it to discussion and vote here, which obviously happened. We had a math curriculum update, really centered around Reveal Math being piloted in the middle schools. We're looking to do a K through 12 alignment of math curriculum using Reveal Math. That seems to be going well so far. It's still kind of in the new after the break that just occurred. All teachers are kind of using it. They've had access to it prior to, so some have been trying more than others, but it was really pushed out to start in January. So that was one of the focuses there. We had just a curriculum department update about VPA interviews. Obviously, there's a retirement occurring. And first round of candidates were brought in. They're going to be bringing back some more, hopefully, to finalize the selection. Interviews for Malcolm White, assistant principal, are going to be occurring. Middle school principal hiring. And then our meeting adjourned at 5:06.
All right. Thank you on that. Any questions for the Curriculum and Data Trend Subcommittee?
I think we might need a vote.
So we currently have Reveal K through 5, Reveal 9 through 12. What we talked about at the meeting was that our middle school educators were prepared to join in so that we had the full articulation. When we say pilot, they provided the program to all of our middle school math educators, and so it's really a pilot to implementation. I know we've approved the program officially at the high school and the elementary school, so I brought it forward to the subcommittee, and then I'm imagining probably then you need to officially vote on it at the middle school. But again, it's really, you've seen the program in both of the two areas. It's just, I think it's a great thing that we'll have a program K-12. Yeah.
Do I have a motion to that effect?
Or you?
I'll make a motion to approve that the middle schools take on Reveal Math.
Second.
And a second. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Any other questions for CDT? Okay. Policy Subcommittee. Snow, I know.
Mr. Snow, yes, I like Mr. Snow.
Always
But
throwing
we
a
are
wrench.
meeting on, yeah, that's important. We are meeting next week.
The 6th?
February,
Is it Friday?
Monday. What is, second?
Second.
February 2nd at 4 PM.
Ah.
Thank you.
Resources and Capital Planning.
No.
Snow, and next, what do we know yet?
No, we haven't, we have some dates in mind, but I'm going to have to solidify.
Not a problem. And then Student Services and Achievement.
Yes, we met today at 6, so I'll deliver my notes at the next meeting.
Fantastic. Great. Any correspondence? I have some that I will throw out there while you gather yours. Ms. Rachel Kuberry, questions about the minutes for school committee meetings, which we found and are all set. Dr. Brian Provencher has also questions about the calendar that we will already have discussed. And then same Ms. Kuberry with questions about the calendar as well. And I think that was... And then I will say we received correspondence from Dr. Liz Connolly about the mid-year graduation that was planned for tomorrow evening that has now been moved. We, as the school committee, have been invited, but it has it's TBD at this moment. But that was, I think, the last correspondence I received. Anyone else have any correspondence for us? No.
I make a motion those correspondence get entered in the permanent record, please.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion on the motion? All those in... What was that?
I do have a correspondence.
Oh, let's finish our motion first.
Yes.
And so, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope, the ayes have it. Ms. Nagel, you have correspondence for us.
Yes, Ms. Rachel Kuberry wanted to ensure that we go over 2 policies to ensure that policy meets process, and that is EEAA and BDFA.
So walkers and riders.
Yeah.
Correct. And we are going to be looking at both of these policies, and I will be meeting with Ms. Rachel Kuberry on this so that we can bring them up in the next policy meeting.
And BDFA is?
BDFA is...
School councils.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
Thank
It
you.
is wonderful
I really
to
am.
have a senior policy person as chair.
Perfect, excellent. Thank you for the update on that. And
course.
obviously, you will keep us posted on the results of that meeting.
Yes.
Future, yes.
Just on the policy, we have, it's Tuesday, posted for Tuesday.
The 3rd?
Tuesday the
Pause.
3rd.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just was like, wait,
Yes.
Monday?
Yep, no, thank you.
I
2-3.
misspoke, and then
That
I
is
led
correct.
Ms.
Yeah.
Nagel to.
Okay.
No,
So-
that's
It is
okay.
corrected
Calendars
her.
are not my strong suit, but we will be there on the day that it says in the posted agenda.
February 3rd at 4 PM
Yes, ma'am.
in the Joseph Crowley Conference Room.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Wetzel, you had something?
Just future agenda items.
Yes, so future agenda items, please. Ms. Wetzel. Pause.
Before we do the agenda, this is just a verbal correspondence to publicly thank Lenny Burnham and the facilities and custodial staff. Starting on Sunday, about 12 o'clock, they worked at one point 27 straight hours. And so thank you to them for allowing us to open today. And on behalf of the school department, thank you to the city DPW for their tireless work, too. The DPW director is Jay Duran. Multiple conversations with him over the past few days. And so, again, it's nice to be in a city that wants to be in school so badly and works so hard to make that happen and takes such great pride in doing that. And so I just wanted to publicly acknowledge the efforts of said people. So thank you.
On that, would it be appropriate for a motion, perhaps for the chair to send a letter of acknowledgement?
That would be great.
And
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion on the matter?
I just wanted to just reiterate just how incredible Lenny is. I was explaining to my son, who goes to Linscott, just the incredible work that was happening, and he's very familiar with DPW, and I was like, Lenny is DPW at the schools, and he solves all of the problems with all of the buildings. And it is just incredible to have such hardworking and dedicated people making sure that all of our kids are safe, because it's not always easy. So thank you.
Okay. I will add a note from Eduardo as well.
Yes, thank you.
And all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nobody. Any more correspondence before we move on? All right, future agenda items. Ms. Wetzel, you were on the middle of something there?
I was. I had two, actually, ideas. One, the curriculum coordinators, I think it would be great to get Kim Gusterhoven and that crew in. Since we talked a little bit about it today in curriculum, I think it would be awesome, and before budget season 2, appropriate. And then the other thought I had would be Mr. Mark Camara with the Woburn Chamber. He's a new director. We haven't had him in yet, and it ties into with Project Lead the Way, since they want to be more involved in industry. I think he could be an asset to us, and he's done a lot of great work in the community.
Great. Yes, Ms.
Just a notable agenda item that's going to be coming up is Resources is going to look at buffer zone policy, and that's probably going to be an agenda item of significance. So I just wanted to, when you plan the agenda, you probably want to clear the way. Project
I'll make a
Clear the
buffer.
Way.
I'll make a buffer on that.
Yeah, make a buffer.
That was on your previous agenda, right? So that's on the next
so
agenda?
we'll be doing that in Resources, so that will be coming soon to a school committee near you.
Buffer vote.
So it's going to have, a lot of pieces to it, so thank you.
Yeah, robust conversation. Ms.
As well as
Chisholm.
budget will be taking up a lot of time in meetings. So kind of
Budget, there it is.
eliminate any snow Monday, Fridays.
Any other future agenda items from the committee? No. Seeing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
So moved.
Any discussion? No. And all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you.
55 minutes.